Welcome to Fasting Space. Hope you are well today. If you're here with me live, so nice to have you here. And if you're here on the replay, either way, I hope this is a beautiful space for you to sink into some really positive health mindset. What I'll tell you, my belief for you and I, our health is really important. Your health is really important. And what I want to help you sink into in this session is just to realize that on a little bit deeper level today. I'm going to be diving in and reading a passage from one of my very favorite books, The Creative Act, today. And I was reading this last night, and it was really helping me to get into this mindset that health is so important. It's the type of thing worth striving for and working for. And the type of mindset that this book can help us to get in is that sometimes that process of striving is actually just more like letting go. It's actually more just like being in a space, and that it doesn't have to be a struggle the way we think of it. How are you doing today? How is the week? What a week. Happy Friday. It is Friday. And if you're watching this, if you come to this video later and it's not Friday for you, okay, bring some Friday mindset to it. That's what I say. Some gratitude. We made it. You made it to this point wherever you are. I'm going to bring us over to beautiful little lake scene as I read you this. The first sentence. Now, I'm going to divide this. You can kind of divide this into two halves. And remember, this is Rick Rubin, top music producer. And he is giving thoughts to artists and musicians about how to take their creativity to the next level. We are intercepting these messages. We are transforming them into our creative purpose, which is shaping our life into a health creation that we love. Hey, thanks for sharing your experience. We dive into that after this here. Do some thinking about it. Rick Rubin helping us be creative in our own space. We've got a health situation that we are trying to work on. Sometimes I describe this as a puzzle. We're trying to build out the tools and experiences and mindset help us figure out the puzzle, navigate the difficulties, overcome the barriers. One of the ways that Rick Rubin does this is by looking to something greater than ourselves. People have different ways of describing that. He describes it as the universe. You can describe it however you want. Listen to his first sentence. Our work, which we are calling our health, our work embodies a higher purpose. This is where he's taking us in this session. This is what is going to elevate, hopefully, our thinking, the importance of it. Whether we know it or not, this is what I was suggesting in the title in my little cover photo. We can't quite see it. Sometimes, maybe we say we know our health is important, but maybe we don't quite see it on the level that this is saying. Maybe I'll just read through this and then I'll come back and give you my thoughts so we can just hear it as a unit. Think of the first half, the second half. Our work embodies a higher purpose. Whether we know it or not, we are a conduit for the universe. Material is allowed through us if we are a clear channel. Our intention reflects the intention of the cosmos. Most creators think of themselves as the conductor of an orchestra, but when we zoom out our small view of reality, we see that we function more as an instrumentalist in a much larger symphony that the universe is orchestrating. We may not have a great understanding of what this magnum opus is because we only see the small part that we play. The bee, attracted by the scent of the flower, lands on one and then another, inadvertently enabling reproduction. Should the bee go extinct, not just flowers, but birds, small mammals, and humans would likely also cease to exist. It is fair to assume the bee doesn't know its role in this interconnected puzzle and in preserving the balance of nature. The bee is simply being. Similarly, the total output of human creativity in all its kaleidoscopic breadth pieces together the fabric forming our culture. The underlying intention of our work is the aspect of allowing it to fit neatly into this fabric. Rarely, if ever, do we know the grand intention. Yet if we surrender to the creative impulse, our singular piece of this puzzle takes its proper shape. Intention is all that there is. The work is just a reminder. How does that land for you today? I read Rick Rubin. I read that. I just feel better reading it. I feel encouraged. Always when I read this book, I feel encouraged. To me, it is such a grounding book. The words are like refreshing to hear and inspiring. Helps us to think from a different point of view. And I just love, we could probably get everything in this passage almost out of just that first sentence. Our work embodies a higher purpose. This is what I really want to bring into our thinking today. I love the way he pulls out. You see, he's kind of pulling out the view, zooming out. We can think of the orchestra, and then it's like everything's small. Everything about this book trying to help us think bigger, 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 and he's bringing us out into the stars and cosmos, and I love that. And I love how he says this, whether we know it or not. Sometimes we get stuck in our day-to-day routines, we get stuck in the way that things have been, we can get overwhelmed with our personal circumstances. And it's like we know things in one level, but can we open up higher space? The thing that is an encouragement to me about it is that the process of doing that isn't the type of work that is overwhelming, right? It's the type of work that is wellness, right? It's the type of work that is like taking a deep breath and saying no to things. This is fasting space. This is what fasting in our physical body, saying no to food for a while, giving us the mirror for much broader things in life. Saying no to all kinds of good things. Food, a very good thing, necessary. But for a period of time we say no. I'm going to give my body a break. Going to work on the energy flowing out of this system for a bit, and then give us some space. In the fasting space, do you find this to be the case? And this is a space where we can really do some deep thinking. where we can take a deeper breath. I think it's really physically true. Offload the system a bit. There's a little more space in there. Take a deeper breath. Diaphragm's like, oh, we can fully stretch out. And isn't that good? Do you have that? See, this is what I naturally do. I take a big deep breath and then I can feel it start loosening up. Oh, I was feeling some tightness in the shoulders and the back, right? You take a big deep breath, all of a sudden it's bringing openness, deeper levels into our whole body and being. It says here, if we're a clear channel, I think this is what's happening. If we're really getting our mindset dialed in, focusing intently, I'm moving toward health. That's what this is saying to me. Our intention reflects the intention of the cosmos, whatever the cosmos means to you. If it means the actual cosmos, things that exist in a tangible material way, if it means something spiritual to you, whatever your tradition is, I think bringing in those sorts of ideas totally can be helpful to people. Is really interesting to me to think about, because to me I start asking big questions when I read things like this. Here's where my mind goes. What is going on here? Why are we here? We didn't choose to be here that we know, but yet here we are for whatever purpose. Isn't this like the age-old question of humankind? Like, what is the meaning of life? What is the purpose? To me, I think it's fascinating when we start opening up space, body and mind. Many people start asking questions like this. Rick Rubin saying here that the intention can start flowing into it. I just think health is a part of that. We might not say it's not the most important thing when you answer questions like that. There may be other things on the list that come up higher to you, which is great. Maybe it does for me too. Friends and family, put at the top of the list. But health pretty high up, and I just say health comes above many other things, like any financial sort of situation and any sort of job or work or anything else. Health to me comes above that. Worthy of a great deal of time. And that's not how most things in our society are. Most people, I think, do you think it's fair to say, trading health, or at least many times it is, say, I would trade my health for money. That's an equation people will do, especially when they were younger. And then as we get older, we start to see, I don't think that is such a good trade. And then we start trying to take the money and give it back to get the health back. I try to tell people ahead of time, younger people especially, prioritize your health. Don't trade it away. Build the practices that foster it. Don't you wish you could save some of it up in a bottle? Isn't that the saying? Youth is wasted on the young. We don't appreciate it when we're younger. Try to help every young person to appreciate it so that it can serve us for as long as possible. I was watching a gentleman yesterday, a sprinter. He's 60 years old, and he's a sprinter, and he's been sprinting his entire life. And it's fascinating. He just never stopped. He's like, this is one of the problems. Every kid sprints around when they're younger, and then people stop. And he's like, this is his perspective. He's like, don't stop, Keep the body younger. Keep these abilities. I think that's fascinating. Get them back. He's like, train yourself back to do it gently. Don't hurt yourself. I love that. Most creators, see, that's us. I love sitting in this space. You are a creator, right? You are creating your experience. You're shaping it. I like to say we can't change the hand that we're dealt, right? But it's like we have these cards. How are we going to play them? See, that's what we can do. We can change the game. I don't know what game we're playing, poker, cosmic poker, or whatever. But we can change how we're playing the hand that we're dealt. So I'm not going to be playing in the NBA, right? It's not like there's unlimited possibilities within the physical existence that we have. Say, we can push this, but I can be stronger. I know it. That's what I'm doing. That's what the summer challenge was for me, and I hit it. How did you do with it? Becoming leaner and stronger. Beautiful goal. Most creators think of themselves as the conductor of the orchestra. We're in charge. We're doing things, but then that's putting us at the top of this situation, and we're directing our little life. But then we zoom out. Do you see the different perspective? Now we see there are such bigger things going on here, and we are like an instrument in this cosmic orchestra. Now all of a sudden, to me, that takes so much pressure off. Like we're sitting here in a space. We say, look, I've got problems and situations here. I'm trying to figure all this stuff out. Okay, let's zoom out a little bit. You're an instrument in a cosmic orchestra. All right. I just love that. All right. But there's no sheet music in this orchestra that's like right in front of us. How do you tune into that? This is the process, right? Tuning in, saying no to the distractions. Maybe fasting is a part of that, meditation a part of it, breathing in the journal, and all these things are part of it. Listening to that. We don't have to have all the answers. Do you believe it? We don't have to have all the answers. The universe, whatever that means to you, according to this, does have the answers. Do you believe that? You don't have to believe it, okay? I believe it, though. I do believe it. You don't have to believe it. I was talking to a friend the other day, and they were saying, you don't have to believe this. What if you lived your life as if it were true? And would that help you to be open to things that are greater? We zoom out of our small view of reality. We function more as an instrument in the cosmic symphony the universe is orchestrating. We might not have a great understanding of what this magnum opus is. I know I don't. I wish I did. Because we only see the small part we play. Okay, this is all the first part that I was saying with it. Second part, the bee, attracted by the scent of the flower, lands on one flower and then another, inadvertently enabling reproduction of these flowers, right? They're just lives intrinsically related. And this is what I feel about our situation. To me, he's obviously giving us this analogy. That we are not as separate as we think we are. Both us from one another, us from the world, our lives intimately connected in the same way as the bee and the flower, right? But we don't see it. He's showing bee goes extinct, everything probably goes extinct. Pollination is not happening. The trees, the fruits, the vegetables, and then everything, a giant cascade, it's all connected. Everything is all connected. Really, we're less like sometimes we say like, oh, we are here in this space, right? It's like humans are separate from it. So there's like the world and then us. But like, no, right? We are this experience. Like it's all the same thing. Every living thing together is alive on this space. And you start pulling the plugs. This is the thing that really is troubling to me the most about our modern moment, right? That certain pieces of this intricate web of life are dying. To me, that is the most concerning thing that's happening on this planet right now. For this reason, we don't understand it. We don't know the effects of it. Just like we don't know the effects of our actions. We can't see it. Just like the bee can't see the flower. This is what I'm saying about the title of this session. Our health is really important. What is going on here? We can't see it. But health of ourselves, I really think this, it matters so much. Because our lives are not separate from what is happening here. This is what this is saying to me. We are a part of this, and not just a part of it. We are it. Right? This is the experience of life. And We can't quite see it, but if we're going to try to navigate it in the best way, we try to remove every distraction to find the keys to the lock that is unlocking better health is what we're trying to do. And if we say that is a struggle, then I say this is a struggle session, okay? But I'm trying to make it the most relaxed and thoughtful struggle session anybody ever had. We're going to struggle toward it by taking a deep breath, maybe grab a coffee or tea, think some inspiring thoughts. Say we have tools in our toolkit, and we're going to try to use them to unlock better health in the best way that we can. Because I think it matters, and this is what I want to say. See, I hear what you're saying, Dr. Z. Like, I personally, sometimes I get overwhelmed by it. Sometimes I say, oh my gosh, species going extinct and environmental catastrophe happening, and nobody, it's like a runaway train is happening, and who can even stop it? Okay, I can get lost in thoughts like that, very negative, okay? It's like we try to live our life in a way, it's like leave as little impact as possible. This is one of the reasons why I love fasting too. It's like for a period of time at least, I'm existing in this space without consuming anything. I'm trying to leave a small footprint, okay? But I think the real mindset that this is giving us is how do we take every concern that we have about everything that is going on in this modern moment and realize that because we are this place and we are not separate from it, and our life is intrinsically connected to everything that is happening here, by taking all these thoughts, bringing them inward, and taking care of ourselves on a profoundly deep level, a level that is so far beyond the way that people typically think of it. Radically loving and caring for ourselves, making a sacrifice deeply and powerfully to say this is going to become extremely important. I am willing to work very hard for it because it means so much to me. Take every amount of love and compassion that we have for everything, everyone, bring it here first, here too. Fill up this tank in a powerful way so that it can overflow outward, right? That's the kind of intensity that I say we should bring to it. I love the way he ends this section. It's fair to assume the bee doesn't know its role in the interconnected puzzle and preserving of the balance of nature. Bee doesn't know. Bee is just being. Don't you love that sentence? Bee is being. Okay. If a bee can be being, we are a human being. Okay? Can we use the wordplay? Can our human being, can we be in such a powerful way? When we realize, okay, if we can see it, that the single bee, which we might whack with a fly swatter if we just don't like it one day, actually is holding together all life on this planet, right? How much more are we doing it, right? We are holding it together and taking it apart. Wow. But we say, let's not do it, and let's take that realization, the awareness. Like, isn't this what we need on our planet right now? Don't we need like 100 orders of magnitude more awareness of what is happening? And isn't the part of that, and when we say that can get overwhelming, you say, I can't control what is happening in geopolitics and economic systems and all these things. What are the things we can actually control? Not very much, right? Not very much. It's hard enough to even control ourselves. Like, we just got to be able to control ourselves, right? And so isn't that why it is enough to see, but isn't that like everything actually? Like, if we control ourselves, it's connected. This is our ability to influence. We're like one cell out of the body, right? Every cell in the body is so important, right? But one of them, there's trillions. You say, well, what does a cell matter? You can pluck one out and it doesn't matter. It's like, okay, but like, it does, you know? And this is how we are. And sometimes that can be a discouraging thought, like, oh, what does any of this matter? But I want it to be the very most encouraging thing, because it takes the pressure off, and then you also realize that it's an incredible opportunity. What a gift. We are here, even when we can't see it. And we have our part to play. Like, how many things are instruments are in a giant philharmonic orchestra? It's got to be like 100, and, between all the band and the strings, okay? And if you took one out, the concert would go on. Right, but everything also has its part to play, and everybody coming together make this beautiful music. This is what is happening, I think, in this life. We're having some kind of experience, and our part to play. What is it? And what is the music? And when we listen, the few things that we can do, right? One of the things we can do is take care of this human body to the best ability that we can. And then the other big notes that I'm hearing coming in is just because that's an act of love and kindness to ourselves. We show that to the body first. We show it to our mind. We show it to our spirit, right? Whatever that is, the core of our being, the essence, right? And that same mindset, isn't that a practice if we're really caring for ourselves as deeply and passionately as we possibly can? Isn't that the type of mindset that can help us treat other people the way that we should, And isn't that the thing that has to happen from everybody somehow? Everybody has to be doing this if things are going to change in the broader human experience and the experience of life in this place. It starts here, right? It starts in ourselves. This is Gandhi, right? You have to be the change you want to see, right? And has to start in here. And I think health is a manifestation of that. Health to me much bigger than just, what is a blood pressure? What is a number on a scale? Health to me is like total flourishing across all domains of our life. And health we define. We don't have to let someone else or some society, some specific cultural moment tell us what health is. We can define it how we want and move toward it. Because we are the creator of the health experience for ourselves within the realm of the hand that we are dealt. The total output of human creativity in all its kaleidoscopic breadth. These are huge sentences, right? To me, this is inspiring. If we are stuck in a small space, it's like we're in a groove, we're in a routine. It's like, how do we break out of it? We're like, I have been stuck on a weight loss plateau, for example. It's like, this has been going on for a lot longer than I want. And why? And we're struggling with it, whatever it is, okay? Whatever our challenge is, what barriers do you face? Feel free to share them. And we dive in as deep as we can on unraveling them. You think of the scale of it. How many billions of 8.5 billion people on this planet right now, and I think all of them that have come and everyone that is coming. The total output of human creativity in all of its breadth. It's pretty radical, And if we're stuck in a small space, do you think, is there a solution to our current problem? Whatever our barrier is. Is there a solution? Do you think that the sum total of human creativity could help us to get out of it? I think that it could. And when we see that sum total of human creativity is flowing out, this broader flow of the universe, do you see that there are things that are even so much grander than that? There is energy and power and creativity, knowledge, thought available to us. This is why I think if we're stuck in a space, I think the answer is usually stop, Just stop. We can get into a space where just hammer, force. What's coming to me right now, the universe is flow. I think the flow, energy, light, everything that is happening in this existence Things are flowing. Nature is a cycle. Things in nature flow. Nature is not hammering and forcing things. Nature is just happening. And see, in this sort of mindset, oh, we are nature. We are part of this cycle. We should be part of natural cycles and flow. And if we're experiencing something stuck, how do we pull up the anchor a bit? Listen. Maybe we're needing to flow in a little different direction, right? Doesn't mean that it is easy. I'm like I say, never try to sugarcoat anything. I'm not saying that life is easy. But there are spaces of flow that can be difficult too. Isn't that the case? Where it's like the ideal scenario, flow state, it's like time is happening, but we're hardly aware of it. Things just happening. And we say something like that, say, is relatively easy. Right? Is it fair to say? Well, we're not struggling, we're flowing. I think there's also a space where it's like struggle is happening, but also flow, where we know it. We know that we're on the path and we're doing the work. This is where this ends. We're doing the work. It's not easy, but we know and we can feel that we are on the path. This is this subtle balance that we are having between struggle and flow. Doing work that is difficult, human being, obviously the type of thing that can do something difficult. Sometimes we have to use our intention and our willpower to take the difficult step. I want to inspire everybody to do that. But then it takes discernment, because we can't force ourselves through a wall, right? You don't want to just be hammering your head into a wall, hoping that someday the atoms align, right? Theoretically, they say, oh, every trillion years, everything could line up and you'll phase shift. You could pass right through a wall. Not very likely. So the discernment, isn't that the critical piece to know the difference? Where is the space to push through, and where is the space to step back to find the other path? If there's a space to find something like that, it's with an idea like this: to stop, pull back, breathe, open space, say no, and listen for something greater than ourselves. Because maybe we've come to the end of our space. Say, I've done what I can here in my limited human capacity, and we don't know, right? Sometimes we're going to have to try some things. One of the things to try, just see if you can tune in a little cosmic message directing this orchestra that we're a part of. What is the part to play? The underlying intention of our work is the aspect allowing it to fit neatly into the fabric. Rarely, if ever, do we know the grand intention, yet if we surrender to the creative impulse, this is what I'm suggesting we do, right at that most difficult struggling point, fork in the road, which way do we go, struggle versus flow, and which is happening where, and it's not clear. Listen to the creative impulse. Whether you believe that's something from the universe or whether you believe that's just your own thinking, does it really matter? I don't know. But if we lean on the other side of it for a little bit and we say, oh, this is just a mental construct that I'm using to help me in a difficult space, that's fine. Mental constructs, very helpful. I'm gonna just imagine myself connecting to the broader universe. I'm getting out of my own mind. Our singular piece of the puzzle can take its proper shape. I I really liked that line just because I think of like getting into shape, right? We're trying to get into better shape. We're trying to get in the shape. We're trying to get healthier. And how does our piece of the puzzle take shape? What is the shape? What does that mean to you? I think that's the question. What does it mean? He answers, intention is all there is. What it means is what your intention is. Where is your heart at? What are you striving for? The work is just a reminder. All right. So to me, this is such a fascinating thing to think about. It's a reminder. Okay, we've got work, right? We want to move toward health. There's things we have to do. We have an intention paired with work. This is what he shows here. I think that's true. But then he says, look, intention is all there is. The work is a reminder. Been off the wagon for a bit. Have a doctor's appointment coming up. Caught myself trying to figure out how to manipulate the A1C number. To me, this is speaking to that. Intention is all there is. Okay. Just think of the intention within that. There's a beautiful intention in it, right? Striving after health. We want numbers to be better one way or the other, okay? The work is the reminder. Maybe the work is not flowing out, right, in the perfect, way in it, okay? But intention is all there is, right? Isn't your heart in a good place, That's what is. The intention is present. And then the work, right? The work is what we're adding to it, right? The work can be modified. The work we can see, we have trial and error. We're trying some stuff out. We say we tried something out, in retrospect, say we didn't like it so much. Don't have to make that choice again. Every day we have a new opportunity to create something different, to create a different type of experience, to try something new. Dial the intention into a beautiful place. Tuning that intention in to such a thoughtful idea that our health is something that matters so much more than we think. And that by doing the work, bringing the work, the creativity to our intention, that this is actually making notes in the broader symphony of whatever this experience is. So be encouraged with it. The intention of moving toward health, beautiful. Lean into it. Lean into the space and be encouraged that we don't always know why things are the way they are. Why are things happening? Even why have we made the decisions that we've made in the past? Hey, it's all okay. We're learning from all of these experiences together, and we're stepping forward in health. Every day we have an opportunity here. Take the step that we can take today. Yesterday's steps are taken. They're experiences and stepping stones that we can use as a resource to step up to the next level. You say, man, I've done that so many times though, every day. I was like, we're stacking up a lot of days. Still not exactly in the place that we want to be. This is life. This is the journey, okay? Every day, an opportunity to renew ourselves Space like this, hopefully an opportunity to do it. Take a deep breath. Set the intention again. And do our best. Take the pressure off. Okay, no pressure in a space. I'm just personally sitting here taking a minute, just listening to this beautiful little ambient tone that I have in the background. It's subtle, right? Very subtle. Maybe when I'm talking, maybe it's the type of thing it disappears, right? It's very hard to tune into it if I'm talking all the time. But then I stop talking and it's like, oh, I hear it now again. What a metaphor for what we've just been talking about. So busy in our lives, so focused on our little orchestra, right, that we're conducting. We don't hear that subtle information coming in, but stop. Take a breath, even hold the breath. Maybe breathe in and hold. What a good thing to do. Stretch out that diaphragm. Have you experienced that ever? Stuck in a place? Stop, just stop. Give it some space. Has a new insight come? I wish you could summon it. I want one right now. I want a new insight right now. I want to stop right now and have one come. It's like, usually doesn't work like that. Usually when you're trying to force a message in, usually doesn't work. That's my experience. It's like when you least expect it, all of a sudden. I know I've had at times where I've been, in a real difficult season. I'll carve an hour out of space. I've gone to a park, I've sat out in a space. I've just tried to get into a meditation space and then it kind of happens. Sometimes that's a beautiful experience. Sometimes it's it's kind of boring. I just kind of sat there. It's kind of disappointing because I was hoping for some big reveal. Nothing happened. All right, but then the next day, I was just sitting there and drifted off into thought, and then, something came. See, there's a lot that can be happening under a surface of a situation, too, that we don't always see, like the writing was saying. We're not always aware of the things that are happening. Like the analogy we gave the other day, plateau phase in a weight loss space. Okay? I really like to invert that, say, number on the scale we say is we want it to keep going down, right? But we invert that. We say we're climbing a mountain. We got up to Basecamp. Sometimes that's the way to think of it. Preparing for the next leg of our ascent. Much better mindset. But then in that space, you say, but that space could have gone on for quite a while. Say, man, it's like a whole year has gone by. Isn't that enough? We don't know exactly what is happening here. But we're working a process, and this is like the beautiful butterfly in the cocoon. Transformation is happening. Can't see it though. Right in the moment. Transformation happening, but we can't see it. There is an encouraging thought to think if you are feeling stuck in a space. Sink into that. Sink into the body. Think about the thinking we are doing today of taking every care and concern we have for everything, bringing it inside, channeling it in, making sure that we are bringing powerful mindset and intention to our very problems. We can't solve every problem in the world. Very hard to solve even a single problem for ourselves. Bringing the power and the intensity and the intention in to solving this issue for ourselves, whatever we're struggling with. Bringing every ounce of human intention, every ounce of everything that we can bring to it. Centering it in that space and recognizing things are happening. We can't even see it. We're sinking into the body. We're trying to take that whole process, realizing our connection to all things. We are solving problems by solving problems. And just feel it. This is why I think fasting is a very, very profound space. Just in a moment, the problem is solved in this moment. Nothing else to be done. Like in a weight loss space, to me a fasting space, if we think for a moment, just like a bubble, okay? Let's just forget about everything else. We're forgetting about the past and we're forgetting about the future. We're forgetting about goals and everything. Just in this moment right here, what is existing? It's like the body is existing. And there is no consuming happening, right? So we're not eating anything, fasting space. Just the body is here, and look at it. It's alive. The engine is running for this brief moment that we are here. The energy is here. The resources are here. Everything is happening. Nothing has to be added to it. The body knows what to do. The body knows where the energy is. It's not a mystery to the body. It is a mystery to us. Weight loss is a mystery, right? So many times it can feel that way. What is the solution? This is the thing. Complex problem, simple solution. Let's just start here. So let's strip everything away. It's a very difficult situation. Very hard, I would say, to lose weight in the modern world. Very few people do it sustainably in the long term. It's reality. Okay? Where do we start? Where do we start? Start here. I'm feeling. Everything stripped away. Just this space. Body is running. Like if we start here, we can see this is a pretty incredible place to start. Here's our little bubble. It's running, okay? You see, human being in this scenario, fasting is happening, body is here. We're not intervening in any way. Nothing else is happening, right? Think how many things we add to this. Our stress is added to it, okay? But when we've forgotten everything else, and just the body is here running, we can see, okay, this is a pure sort of state. This is the ground level of human physiology before anything else is done to it. We want to strip some complexity out of a situation. Like, can't do much more than this. Heart is beating, right? This would be a meditation, like a deep body meditation, a fasting meditation, just to see the processes. Maybe you close your eyes. I'm going to do it right now and just see the body working. The heart is beating, the blood is flowing, the breath is moving through the body. All of these things happening so that the oxygen-rich blood can feed this machine sitting at the top, doing whatever it does. Right? The whole point of it all is consciousness is here. Brain is incredibly efficient for what it does, but it is incredibly energy hungry. Brain, here's my rough remembering of the data. It's like 5% of the weight of the body, but it uses like 20 to 25% of the energy. Always running. Even when we're dreaming, right? It's running these systems. And so everything is designed to support this and move it around so that it can think in different places, you know? What an incredible system. And so sit here in this space and just see it. Energy flowing. It's like we've stripped everything away, and what is happening? Energy is flowing throughout this entire system, coming from within ourselves in the fasting space. This is just incredible when we start to see it. What a miracle. What a miracle, and what a gift that we can sit here in this space, that we can exist, that we can be. Oh my gosh. And that the body has tools and resources to allow that to happen. Hey, so nice to have you here. Welcome. Good morning to you. I don't know if you're just jumping in or if you are have been with us along on this meditation, this whole series of thinking. But taking some time at the end of this session, or at least where we are at now, as we've been flowing through this thought from Rick Rubin, coming to a space, trying to get down to first principles, root levels. We're envisioning the fasting space as getting to the root level of the metabolism. We're imagining everything else dissolved and disappeared, the past and the future. Regrets that we have, anxiety about things in the future that we may face, all the stress that we bring to it, and just going through this space of picturing the body running, all of the processes, the blood flowing, the digestion happening to provide nutrients and oxygen and resources just so that we can think and experience this consciousness that we have, this gift and opportunity to be here. And Doesn't the trouble start when we move beyond that? It's like, this is, when we see in this scenario, fasting space, meditation space, everything else gone for just a moment, that this is like a pure state. You know, this is like a pure state of being. Many people experience this in meditation. Is this part of the goal? Finding the essence, the pure state of being, like that exists apart from the stress and all the responsibilities, the problems, right? Like all the things. Mental a space of peace and contentment. How do we find something like that? Meditation, a space to do that. Not that it makes everything disappear, but that we can navigate through the difficulty in a more positive, gentle, thoughtful way. That's it. And that's the mental side of it. That's meditation space flowing through the mind, and fasting is the parallel in the body. How do we navigate this challenging food experience that we have? Hey, thank you for sharing this. Just jumping in. Hit the replay. Yeah, the replay I think you'll really like. Leave a comment and let me know what you think of some of this thinking from Rick Rubin. I believe fasting is the answer to absolute health, not just physical, but mental health. Hey, thank you for sharing that. I love that thought. I absolutely do love the thought, and I would say that I do believe that, and it's probably... I love that you said it, because I try not to hype anything. And I feel like if I were to just come out and say it, then you say, Dr. Z, you're just being a little hyping on the channel. And I always try to be, kind of reserved. Fasting I describe as like a tool in the toolkit. I want people to see there's like lots of tools, lots of practices. I'm trying to use fasting as the base and then, add in the other things to it. But I would say I do really agree. I think there's a space in between. I don't know if in between is right, but like, it's good to be excited about things. And I am excited about fasting. I think that's fair to say. I want to communicate excitement and encouragement without hyping anything. And, but I think this is a true statement. I feel that it's true for me. And this is, I think because I do believe that is why I was encouraged, start the channel, just do talks, like leave the university. Like if I never would have left the university if I didn't have some big reason to do it. A lot of good things happening there, good people. I was like, I need a space to really lean deeply into this fasting, because I feel that this is true. I feel like we're missing it in society. And I think the space is so profound, And when I look at what we are struggling with collectively, I know from my own struggle, I've talked about it. I've gained weight in different season and struggled to get it back. And when I found fasting, I'm like, are you kidding? It helped, Not that it was easy. I mean, I worked at it for, before I really came to like bring things back into balance. I mean, it took a year still, and but it's real, and I feel personally I'm in an interesting vantage point as a physician, having the incredible opportunity to interact with thousands of people. And, I start to realize like everybody was wanting the same thing here. People coming to me, they're saying we're doing a physical, we're doing the check-in, we're checking blood sugar, cholesterol. It's like pretty much everybody needing the same thing. And all of a sudden, like it came to me. That's why I describe fasting as like a gift. I was like this really helped me. Like it did, and it wasn't easy, and I was intimidated by it. But like it's also real, and it worked, and it's something that the longer time has gone on, I've stuck with it. It's been like a partner in health, and times when I've, gone off the wagon. I've put on weight even recently again. I was like, oh no, this is the way for me, at least. I was like, I dial back in, and here I give myself a summer weight loss challenge. I like smash it back in. I'm back on track, man. Oh man. And so that's what gave me the confidence, I'll tell you, just to do it. Because I was like, it's so good. Like, it's just so good. And it's real, you know. It's just a real thing. And it's free. This is the thing. It philosophically, you know, fits very much in with every other paradigm that I have. That I want people strong and independent and not dependent on other people and things and corporations and things. And the idea that that this is strong enough to get the results that people want. It is. And like I said, not instantly, not a magic wand, not on command, not necessarily all by itself, but like here in this idea that we were having, we can imagine it all by itself just for a moment. Okay, everybody's got to eat. This channel, Simple Fasting, is not about extended fasting. It's not about going weeks without food and just in these epic things. It's like Moses up on the mountain or something, you know. It's like there's a place for that for certain people at certain times. I've done an extended fast exactly twice in my life. And it was an epic human experience, okay? Nobody ever has to do it. Incredibly intense experience for me to personally go through. It's like something I'm very grateful to have done, something I'm sure I will do at some point in the future, but not planning on doing it now. Okay, very intense. And you know, sometimes people come through on the channel, you know, it's like, and people leave comments, questions, extended fasting, you know, and a lot of times I think I really want to connect with somebody in these scenarios because like somebody very interested, committed to big fasting. Like, I would love to connect with this person, but usually they bounce because I'm like, that's not really my thing, you know? It's like most of the time, and especially like just out on the internet, you know, like an extended fast brings in risk. I am an incredibly risk adverse. I try to be person. And I say, let's stay on the shallow end of the pool, try to get as much benefit as possible from little bits of this process, bringing it into our life, how we keep things safe, okay? Think of my study yesterday that I described. I was right, everything about safety. People need serious oversight, right? It's like thoughtful monitoring. If you're going to head into some extended fasting thing, you say, what if you do feel called to it? Just get a physical, get your labs checked, make sure your kidneys are okay, monitor these things, like keep an eye on it to make sure that everything is okay. Now the chance something bad happens, you say, is low in general. I mean, human body is incredible. It can do an extended fasting, but look at the moment that we are in. We have incredible tools and resources to like look inside of the body and see what are the sodium and potassium levels and how is the liver doing, and we can have all this knowledge. Why not avail yourself of it? Why not? Smart, I say. I'm postmenopausal and have had mental health struggles. I am so grateful to be able to fast. I just know what a help it has been to me. Hey, thank you for sharing that. Absolutely. What a blessing. Honestly, I'm so glad that you've had that experience. I have met over the years a lot of people who have had situations like you've described. Somewhere in my future, I want to do a whole series on fasting for women. Okay, I really do. I've written on it, and I have many thoughts on it. And of course, menopause is a huge part of that, and cycles of all kinds are part of this. And I've got books. I've bought the big books, Mindy Pell's, and all the people, and I think one of the reasons that I haven't done it exactly is that there's just human beings is one way to look at it, and human beings practice fasting, human beings made to fast, and different people struggle at different times for different reasons, and of course hormonal cycles and the lack of them are a part of it. But the way we approach all of these things is usually the same. No matter what the issue is, we have to bring grace and compassion and patience to it. And we have the same tools to deal with every sort of situation. So it's like really fasting is for people, and fasting can bring benefit to people and in all walks and seasons of life if they are struggling with different metabolic things. And so we can tailor that to specific things. I'll say, in my weight management practice, post-menopause is like overrepresented on the population level because this is a very common time to struggle with weight and mental health. It is. And to be able to bring fasting into that space, many people find it balancing across many different levels. So I'm just very glad you have had that experience. Yeah, I appreciate this thought. People think I'm crazy when I talk about it. I feel bad for people who don't believe it and won't give it a chance. Yeah. Fasting not for everyone. I mean, I always make that clear, is not for everybody, but I would say my feeling is that it's for a lot of people. It's for a lot more people than we're really realized. And one of the big ideas that I have in the big picture and what I'm trying to do with these sessions, like on a big time frame, is change the approach or the way that people think about fasting. Fasting on YouTube culture, historically, and fasting in society, it is an intense process, and I see that's very good because you need something intense in order to do something difficult. Like you say, like turn around a trajectory of weight gain and regain optimal metabolic health. Like you better have something strong and intense to do that. I mean, that is a big ask, right? But fasting is up to that. It's a big and deep practice. Even the shallow end of the pool that I'm kind of swimming in, right? So there's power there. But I think because of that power, people hit it very hard. And what I want to change is say, look, what we're doing here, we got some chill music. We're taking some space. We're taking some breaths. We're easing into things. This can be a practice that is very gentle also. And fasting as gentle, powerful yet gentle. That's why I love the analogy of a river that has carved through the canyon. It's like the water's gentle, the water is flowing, but it carves through stone, okay? It's like a million jackhammers like coming through it over time. And I think when we have a culture, when we have a space, a community of people walking in that direction and people can see it, then that's the answer to a lot of people. A lot of people won't give it a chance because they think that it is like punishing the body. We have language and culture that fasting is starvation. Like there's so much negative connotation. Food space in general, is a total mess, and we have people who are struggling with all types of different scenarios. And of course, the most difficult scenario, something like anorexia, some sort of eating disorder, or fasting absolutely contraindicated. It's like the worst thing. Sometimes I say someone with anorexia, figured out long ago, fasting a powerful process to help you lose weight, right? But then it was abused. It was used inappropriately. And so coming out of any sort of eating disordered space, like that whole mindset, I think, has gotten pushed in to the rest of culture, and it's overtaken, a lot of the medical opinion on fasting space. That because fasting space is detrimental for certain people in certain situations, it's taken away the ability to clearly see how helpful it can be to people in other situations. And really, that's why I say it's a tool, and it needs to be used appropriately. And hopefully this sort of space is the thing that can create it. And hopefully in the future, as the benefits of it are more broadly studied, I love the study we did. If you didn't see my session yesterday on our clinical study when I was at the university, go check that out. Let me know what you think. Incredible study. I'm going to do a follow-up talk hopefully soon on another study that was done in Europe with a similar protocol. It's like, we need a lot of study, a lot of attention, a lot of thoughtfulness to really delineate how can we take this ancient, incredible, powerful practice that is just giving space to allow the pure, open physiology of the body to run, and how can we bring that into our society, our culture? How can we create something new? This is like bringing it into our thinking from this book today. Creating something in the future that is much better than what we've been experiencing. Like, we have an opportunity to do it. I think fasting can be a part of it. I think I would envision in the future a health system that has been transformed with this sort of thinking, that is a much more minimalist system, that is much more proactive, that is helping people to avoid illness instead of treating it once it's developed. That we're so far out of the curve on that. It's like with an intervention that is free, that people can practice over a lifetime. It's like, so we don't need to use so many MRI scanners and CT scanners and expensive pharmaceutical substances, and just that the cost of this, both for medicine and then all of society, just going down, and people experiencing flourishing on a level that is so much bigger. So would be the things that I hope can happen, that when people encounter thinking like that they don't say, oh, that's crazy. Pretty sane and rational thinking, I think. Pretty sane and rational thing to do. Sink into the body, sink into a space. Deep, ancient practice, pure physiology of the body. See it running. Like from that space, okay, we kind of go in and out of it, but to complete the thought. Like we see the body running in the space, and we realize like the body understands this. This is a space that you can trust, okay? Very hard to trust things, these days. Think of just a single egg. That's what I'm thinking about. We flash back into 1980. Was that around? We had incredible edible egg, and then we went through a time eggs gonna kill you, right? And the cholesterol, and then we had to strip eggs out of society, and we had egg beaters. Like we took egg and turned it into a processed food in a carton where we split it apart and thing. And then so we go through this cycle. And it's like something as simple as a single egg, as like, can you trust it? Can you trust the idea that culture and scientific people have about it? For a while, it's going to kill you. Then it's great again. Then it's going to kill you again. And this is just showing, like, you can see why people so confused. It's like, man, within one human lifetime, we've gone through this cycle like 4 times. So in a nutrition space, in a weight loss space, billions of dollars trying to sell everybody 100 different things. Everybody saying this is the thing. Some of the things maybe are. Okay? But hard to know. And it's like, look, this space I really like because we're stripping everything away and we're getting back to something that is true. which is that we stop eating for a little bit. Does the body stop running? No. Does the body know where all the energy is? Yes, it does. And you can trust it. You can trust it. And that is the sort of space that can be a foundation. And I say it's when we add to it, that's where the trouble starts, and that's where the discernment and the thoughtfulness comes. Let's rebuild from that ground level and say, okay, if we know we can trust this, here's something where we can build on. Like, what do the next levels really look like? We got a pure fasting space and the body is running, but we realize, okay, we do need nutrition. We need nutrients and minerals, vitamins. We need some macros coming in here. We need protein to replace proteins that are damaged and end up lost. Right? We need fiber. We can see, okay, fiber helping the system. We need energy, right? We can see, okay, dual fuel system, fats, carbs, okay, you see this. Body can use all of this. All these things are good, right? How do we bring only good and the best things into the body and the system? Right? Doesn't this put you in a mindset, extremely thoughtful? How do we be extremely thoughtful? If we found something good and pure and trustworthy, it's like, and we see, okay, we got problems in our life, somewhere between here and there, the problem is happening. Do you see, if we're stripping things back down to this place, hopefully we're passing where the problem is, getting back to something grounded. It's like rebuild in a different way. Start from the foundation and rebuild to something very strong. Very strong diet, right? Only the most natural, pure, healthy things. Every synthetic, artificial, processed thing, gone. Build the foundation very strong. Really appreciate sharing this space with you. Thank you for the comments and thoughts. I hope you have a beautiful day. I will look forward to connecting with you again soon. Be well, everybody.